Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Sherry Falk.
I'm Guy Rawlings. A big announcement from the CDC. Fully vaccinated people can ditch their masks. WVTM 13's Bria Douglas is live outside UAB Hospital with reactions from doctors. Bria.
Guy and Sherry, incredibly exciting news is how doctors are describing the CDC's latest announcement. They tell me it creates a sense of relaxation we haven't experienced since March of last year. Now, what the CDC says you can do if you're fully vaccinated is resume to activities you did before the pandemic. You're fully vaccinated 2 weeks after your second dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, or 2 weeks after the single dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. This new CDC guidance means regardless if you're around other fully vaccinated people, you can still ditch the mask. You still have to wear your mask on planes and other forms of public transportation, along with airports. Dr. Jody Dion with UAB cautions that the CDC's announcement doesn't mean COVID-19 is in the rearview mirror.
This message does not mean that COVID is gone and does not mean it's fully behind us. It means consider strongly getting vaccinated if you're not already vaccinated, because you'll be able to do all these things with summer approaching that you're going to want to do with your friends and your loved ones.
And we reached out to Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin about the CDC's new mask update, and we were told he would not be commenting on it. And please keep in mind, you're still required to wear your mask if you live in an area that mandates it or if businesses require it. Live in Birmingham, Bria Douglas, WVTM 13.
As we mentioned earlier, we're following another major development in the fight against COVID-19. This morning, Governor Kay Ivey officially expanded vaccine eligibility in the state to include 12 to 15-year-olds. This comes a little more than 24 hours after the CDC signed off on use of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine in that age group. With this addition, the more than 4 million people in our state are now eligible for a COVID-19 vaccine. Well, the governor encourages parents to talk to their doctors if they have any questions, but for some families, no need to wait any longer. WVTM 13's Magdala Lusant joins us live from Hoover, where a few teens got their first dose of the Pfizer vaccine today. What did they say was their reason for getting one so quickly, Magdala?
Well, Guy, a lot of these children are saying they want things to go back to normal. And of course, they miss their friends. A lot of them are in middle school and are learning virtually. Now, today, UAB says they vaccinated more than 100 12 to 15-year-olds here at the Hoover site.
I got it because I feel like I'll be safe. It's much safer.
14-year-old Kayla Smith and other teens like her weren't afraid to roll up their sleeves to get the Pfizer vaccine at UAB's Hoover site.
I was nervous, but once I got it, it actually wasn't bad at all.
Dr. Sarah Nafziger with UAB hopes expanding eligibility to those 12 through 15 will bump up vaccination numbers. Right now, the hospital is not seeing enough people come through the Hoover Met site anymore.
If we don't get more people vaccinated, COVID is going to stick around. It's going to be here a lot more long term. And what that means is we won't be able to get back to normal.
Going back to normal and protecting their families is why Fred Kaysen and siblings Sahil and Alina Ahmed are eager to be vaccinated.
I wanted to get it so I could start going places, and I don't want, like, if I get the COVID or something, I don't want my family to be affected.
Now that we're vaccinated, we can go on the cruise and enjoy it without having to be hesitant.
All these kids say virtual learning was an adjustment and also not seeing their friends in person for over a year. Kayla, who plans to be back in the classroom this fall, offers this reassurance to her peers.
They need to come get it. It'll be much safer, and it's actually not as bad as some people think it is. It's really not bad, and you won't regret it once you get it.
UAB doctors suggest to parents, if they are still hesitant about their children taking the Pfizer vaccine, to do some research. Also, if some families want to make this a family trip and everyone in the car is eligible for the vaccine, UAB has ways to accommodate them. For now, live in Hoover, I'm Magdala Lusant, WVTM 13.
Even as eligibility increases statewide, here in Central Alabama, one of the bigger vaccine clinics is shutting down.
UAB says that it will close the site at the Hoover Med at 5 o'clock on May 18th. It was initially set to shut down operations for the SEC baseball tournament, but organizers now say it will not reopen once that tournament ends.
It's very expensive for us to keep these sites up and running. If we don't have patients here, we're going to have to collapse them down. And we want to be good stewards of our resources.
The Hoover Met site is not the only one closing. UAB says it plans to end operations at the Cathedral of the Cross AOH Church in Center Point on May 28th. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow. The Parker High School location will close on June 18th. UAB plans to keep its Highlands location open for now and will accept appointments as well as receive unscheduled visits. Well, a decline in vaccine demand is not just something that doctors and health officials are seeing in central Alabama. Data from the state health department shows a general drop in doses administered in the past month. The one sign of that, the number of people who have completed a vaccine series, either 2 shots of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine or a single dose of Johnson & Johnson's, is inching closer to the total number of people who have gotten at least 1 dose in our state. About a month ago, the difference of nearly 500,000 people. Today, it's closer to 320,000. As for actual infections, those rose slightly in the last week. Newly released data from the health department shows the weekly percentage of positive tests increased to 4.6%. That it was 4.5 the week before. For information on cases in your community, as well as more details on the CDC's new mask guidance, download the WVTM 13 app. You'll find it in our coronavirus section. You can also quickly scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to our vaccine page for locations and hours of clinics in central Alabama, as well as give you links to other providers.